What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 46 of the Gamespot podcast, your weekly dose of lightning in a bottle, which posts to iTunes every Tuesday and YouTube every Wednesday. And this is the official podcast of thegamebolt.com. And joining us this week is none other than my co-host, Grant.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I wasn't feeling that great earlier, but that's because I didn't eat until about 2 o'clock. So, yeah. I do that almost every day, though, because I usually don't eat much breakfast, and then I don't get home for lunch until like 1:30. But today it was worse than normal.
Okay, yeah, I've been eating like crap lately, just like a lot of unhealthy stuff, but that's okay. It's my day off. I'm gonna do what I want.
Saying they should have Mondays off every week.
That'd be fantastic, but
it would be.
Unfortunately, that will never happen. Also, making his return from the dead for the first time in I couldn't tell you how long.
We talked about it already. While you were pooping.
Oh, okay, PSX. Yes, Jake, I was pooping beforehand. You found out. But Jake Dekker is here.
Hello.
The man from Gamespot himself. How are things?
Things are good.
Gamespot.
Happy to be here. It's a good day to do it, I figure, since don't have work today. It's kind of wet and cold. Good day to stay and record a podcast.
Shout out to Martin Luther King.
Yeah, MLK.
What a guy.
Fantastic human.
Yes.
Yeah, we got some snow here. We got maybe an inch. Like, it was snowing for like an hour and a half maybe, and it was coming down decently, and then it just stopped, and now most of it has melted away.
It is a frigid 45 degrees here.
Let me check my phone, because it's like winter in New Jersey often comes late for whatever reason, because right now it's 23 and it's finally, it used to fluctuate from like 20 degrees on a weekend, and on the weekday it would be like 45. I was like, what the hell, make it your mind weather.
It was like 70 on Friday here.
Yeah, it's wild. Anyways,
the weathercast.
This is the official podcast.
Yeah, the weathercast.
This is the official podcast of thegamebolt.com. And why don't we, as always, start with what we're playing. Jacob, since you were the guest, please.
Well, it hasn't changed since I used to be on Witcher 3. Still playing Witcher 3.
Any new stories? Any new stories? Like just The Witcher?
That happened in The Witcher?
Your wildest Witcher story.
I mean, not really. I'm on my 3rd playthrough. I guess I did find, like, there's one part where you're hunting a serial killer sort of thing, and I found out if you... The guy you accuse of being a serial killer is a serial killer, but he's not actually the one you're hunting. And I had always, like, just killed this guy straight away because I thought it was terrible, which he is. And this time I actually talked to him and found out that, he's not actually the one killing everyone. So that was kind of cool.
I bet you feel like a jerk then.
Well, no, because I killed the serial killer and the other serial killer.
Okay, I guess
the other two playthroughs that I didn't figure that out. So yeah, I did feel like a jerk because a lot of people ended up dying just because I killed the wrong guy, but he was still bad. So it's all good.
Yeah, that's what I did with Fallout. There's an instance where you come across like your first encounter with synths, where there's a guy like on his knees with a gun to his head along the road, and he's like, the guy with the gun is the real synth. And the other guy's like, no, he's the synth. And yeah, and in my first playthrough, I didn't have enough charisma to convince the guy to put his gun down, so I ended up killing one of them. I didn't know who, was the real guy. And then my next playthrough, I have higher charisma, so I was able to talk my way out of the issue. And the guy who turned out to be the synth was like, all right, well, I'm going to kill you both. I was like, oh, I had a feeling. I think I chose that guy in my first playthrough anyways. I was like, I had a feeling it was you. Just something didn't add up, and we got the right guy. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting. I mean, The Witcher, unfortunately, is pretty boring.
Hot take.
No.
We won't talk about that.
It's pretty boring.
It's pretty fantastic.
It's no...
But I'll talk about that later. And I'm also playing Rocket League. Still playing Rocket League, so I'm pretty sure it has not changed. But then to change things up a little bit, I'm also playing... Actually, I don't even know if I can talk... Well, probably. Final Fantasy Explorers, which...
Are you able to talk? Like, do you know if you can talk about this?
I don't probably can't like give my thoughts on it. But I'm playing it.
But you can say
Okay.
you've
Yeah,
been
I've
playing.
been playing it.
Well, all I'm saying is I am so jealous of you right now. I'm so excited for this game.
It's pretty cool. I mean, if you like,
Well, I'm not so excited, but like I'm like, cause I'll buy anything with Final Fantasy
Yeah.
on it, and I'm
Final
taking a
Fantasy
break.
Crackers.
Yes, I'm taking a break from 14 right now, and I feel like this is a scaled down version of it. Just it's still multiplayer, and there's still like 24 job classes you can play as, and some of them definitely interest me. Team Dragoon, but I'm very excited for it. And I know I'm gonna be playing with Cody and possibly Kyle. I'm not positive on that one, but I know I'm playing with Cody, and if there's a like a matchmaking service, that would be great.
I don't know about that. But I mean, from what I've gathered, I haven't played too much of it, but it seems like a simplified Monster Hunter. So if you like those kind of games, then you'll probably like this. But then it's got that Final Fantasy sort of charm to it, I guess. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like I said, though, I haven't played a lot of it. But what I have played a lot of is Siege. Siege is really good. It's definitely light on content, not worth $60. But when the price goes down, man, this is one of the best like squad-based shooters I've played in a long time. It's exhilarating. The pacing is kind of weird though, because like you're alive for like a couple minutes, and then you die, and then you don't do anything for a while. You just kind of like watch. Well, I mean, you help out your team and stuff like that, but you don't really play an active role for unless you're good at it, then you'll live a long time. But yeah, highly recommend it. Just wait for the price to drop.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get it right away. I know I was excited for it, but I mean, I still haven't played it yet. My brother has it, but he was ultimately disappointed with it. He thinks it's too slow, but I'm like, dude, it's akin to the original old school Rainbow Six games. I mean, what do you want? I mean, you're not playing Rainbow Six Vegas here. What do you want?
Well, one thing definitely point out with that is that, I mean, if you don't have a squad, it's not really that much fun. There's so many caveats with this game that it's really hard to recommend. But like if you do end up getting it, get it on Xbox One, and we can play together. Because I have a group that plays probably almost every night. I usually don't play every night, but they tend to play every night. So when you just have that teamwork going, and when you guys really like find your spot, when you guys just kind of like, I don't know, you hit that stride, it's so much fun.
Yeah, for sure. But I think I'm probably done. But until see, I say it now, but I mean, Final Fantasy Explorers is out next Tuesday, and then Fire Emblem Fates is out the next month.
I was like, I'm probably not really gonna buy anything until about March or so.
I think there's something else I want to buy that's in February, and it's like
I want to get the Witness. That's all.
Yeah, the Witness.
I'm like, I don't need anything, but I mean, I'm reviewing Final Fantasy Explorers, so I have to get that. But like I want Fire Emblem Fates.
I want it so bad.
And I just, yeah. I want nothing else because I have enough games to last me for a long time. I mean, some games that have come in the last like 2 weeks that I've ordered and just I haven't had time to fully sit down and play them yet. I know I will. It's just keeps piling up.
Yeah, I mean, I have Old Hunters just ready to play. I want to play it so bad. I just can't get in. I mean, I can't jump into it right now. I think what I'm gonna do is finish Witcher again, and then.
Oh yeah, for some reason I thought you were talking about Wolfenstein.
Oh, yeah, Old Blood.
What?
No, old. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, wait a second.
Bloodborne, Old Hunters.
Yeah.
That's something I really want to get.
I
back
didn't
to.
play. Yeah, I haven't played it as much as I hoped I would. I know Adam has been streaming it lately, and I got help from someone who was in the stream chat to defeat the first boss, and I haven't touched much of it since. It's definitely hard. I think it's just a matter of I have to progress a little bit farther in the main story before I can go back and be prepared for the difficulty of the Old Hunters, because I am on New Game Plus, so it does apply there too.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I haven't started, is because I know I'm on like New Game Plus or something like that, but I know on my playthrough I'm not far enough, so I'd have to like grind out a little bit if I wanted to play it. That's why I'm kind of putting it off.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be easier for me just on the first playthrough, like if I made a new file and just did it through there. I'm not sure if it would make it any easier. Or just I should just stick with my New Game Plus. I mean, the old Hunters looks like it has some really badass weapons. I mean, there's like a chainsaw, like pizza cutter thing that looks so stinking cool. I've seen people using like blasting like magical attacks out of they have like a special helmet or like headwear or something, and they blast like special magical attack out of their head. And I'm like, how the hell do you get that? It looks so overpowered. That's the main reason why I want to just, play through it and just have fun. But, oh well. Is there anything else you're playing, Jake?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to play GTA 5 on PC a little bit here and there, but I haven't really had much of a chance.
Okay, yeah, you built a PC,
yeah,
right?
I mean, it's kind of stuck at work for the time being, so I don't really get to play it that much. But when I do have time, I've been picking away at that. I honestly don't know why. I think it's just because GTA is just like good to relieve stress with, just kind of pick it up, dick around.
Yeah, it's one of those games you can just play whenever. I mean, and you've already beaten the story, so like you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, not on my.
And there's mods too.
Yeah,
so.
That's another thing too. I want to like test out some of those mods. Some cool mods.
I need to go back and play GTA. I never beat it on Xbox One.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I beat it on PS3, but then when I bought the
oh, okay. So you've already beaten the game.
Yeah, I've beaten the game. Just like I think halfway through the story on Xbox One, and then just stopped playing.
Oh, okay. I'm excited for mods and Fallout because like there are mods where you can be like Kylo Ren and stuff, and you have a lightsaber. I'm like, oh, that's so freaking cool. I guess the one main mod I want. I haven't looked into the others.
Probably won't come to Xbox One or whatever. Probably won't come to consoles.
Yeah,
just because it's content. I mean, it's like not. It's Star Wars content. Like I don't know if they can. I don't know if they're allowed to bring that over.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right. Oh well. Grant, what are you playing?
I've been getting back into Black Ops 3. Yeah, I didn't play it that much the past few weeks, but then this week was, or the weekend was double crypto key weekend. So like,
the hell does that mean?
It means you get crypto keys are like what you use to unlock, like supply drops for customization items and stuff like camos and like gear that your character.
Oh, it's
wears.
like Pokemon.
So yeah. So it's like currency just to buy some like accessories and stuff.
Okay, I see.
But yeah, it's Black Ops 3. It's really fun. I think probably best Call of Duty in years. Better than Black Ops 2 in my opinion. I just haven't played it as much. I'm really not sure why, because I really enjoy it when I play it. I just don't pick it up that much. And then this morning I played. I don't really know why, but I played Little Big Planet 3 for like an hour.
There you go.
It's a good game. It's Little Big Planet. If you like that, then you're gonna like this.
Have they fixed the issues with it? I know there were a lot of bugs and glitches at launch.
I didn't run into any when I played it this morning, so I would assume most of them are fixed out by now. There was a pretty big patch because I haven't played it in probably like 9 months. But yeah,
I've seen at one point it was like $20. I was like, ooh, that's tempting, but I'm not really a big Little Big Planet guy. I get why people like it, but it's not for me.
I was a big fan of it. Like I don't know when did like the first one come out? Whenever the first one came out, I was a big fan of it.
09. It was like the same time Fallout 3 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, back then I was a really big fan of the series, but I don't know. It's kind of just gotten a little bit stiff.
I'm not a huge fan of it either. But I am really looking forward to Dreams.
I played the Vita one. I liked it.
I hear the Vita one's really good.
It's good. It's story wise, it's on the short end. But I mean, there's custom made levels and such. So there's, it's just like the console versions where there's an infinite number of levels you can play, and you can appreciate the hard work these people put into their levels, and they're very creative.
Yeah, on this one there's I'm pretty sure there's all the levels from 1 and 2 are also available on 3 that like people created, so you can play every one that anyone's ever created on. Which is pretty cool. It's a lot of content there, which is, I mean, previously it was unlimited too, but there's just more variety now, I guess. And then, yeah, of course, I've been playing Rocket League. Can't get enough of it. Play it every single day.
Game of the year, baby. Game of the year.
Yes. I do play it every day.
Wait, Jake, that's your game of the year?
But
No.
I wish it was.
I was gonna say that is a big curveball.
Jake, what is that on your game of the year scale?
2.
2?
Ooh, there you
Well,
go.
yeah, I don't know. It
Okay.
changes. For a while it was.
Mine fluctuates
Yeah,
so
for
much.
a while it was like.
Yeah, mine was Batman, and then Brett talked me out of it, and then I decided it was Rocket League because I play it so much.
Yeah.
I don't think I could.
Like, I don't think anything will top The Witcher. Like, I think Rocket League is a little more solid. Like I don't know. Like, I can see why people don't like The Witcher as much as I do. But for me, Witcher's number 1, and then from there, it's just kind of... It can change, but lately it's been Rocket League. Game's too good. Too good.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah,
But we're talking
there you
about
go.
this later, aren't we? Should get back to business.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
a
we
little
are. And to wrap up what we've been playing, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate a little bit, and I like it. I played like an hour and a half today. I was like, like this is a solid game. But I've come to the conclusion that I'm no longer buying any Assassin's Creed games. It's just they're all too similar to me, and it's. I mean, I was in love with 2, Brotherhood, and 4, but outside of that, I mean, they've either been good games, but they just haven't had that magic. And like, I remember in 2, I used to love scaling the massive buildings and all across Italy, and just being like, holy cow, look at all these amazing buildings that Ubisoft made. And now I'm like, no, I'm just making a building. It doesn't feel as cool. The combat in Syndicate can definitely be repetitive, but I mean, I'm not gonna bash on the game because it is a solid game, and I really like the Fry twins and their banter between the two. They're two very different people and how they go about each mission and how they go about taking out people or scenarios. Jacob's very head on. Let's just do it now, get it over with. Evie's like, all right, well, let's use discretion. Let's get through it in a more stealthy manner. And if I just want to beat people up, I'll use Jacob. But if I want to be stealthy and clever, I'll use Evie. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play some more of it after the podcast. But I mean, London is gorgeous. It's an impressively crafted world, and it's just really cool to explore it at that time period. But like I said before, I'm done with Assassin's Creed. I just can't get into it anymore like I used to.
Yeah.
But
I think
if you're
that-
into it, I mean, more power to you.
I said on the podcast before, I said my biggest problem with like the franchise, other than just fatigue of like it's the same thing, is that like the series is really inconsistent. Like one year it'll be solid, one year it'll be terrible, the next year it'll be pretty good. Like I don't.
Yeah,
think that
and
there's
there are. Also, thank you, Jason, for stopping by. By the way, I appreciate it. My main issues with it, like there are parts of it that still feel like Assassin's Creed 1.
Yeah.
Mainly the movement. I'm not gonna curse. I freaking hate the movement in Assassin's Creed. You want to climb this tower? No, let's run into this wall. This that has a little
How have
invisible
they not
thing
fixed
that's.
that?
Supposedly we're not getting one this year. They're skipping a year.
Yeah, supposedly.
No, it'll be rumored to be in
Yeah.
2017.
It
They haven't
sounds
confirmed
cool.
it, but they're having
if the rumors
leaks.
are true, it sounds cool.
Yeah, for sure. But like it's just so frustrating. It's like, oh, you want to climb this wall? No, you're gonna run to this person. Oh, now you're gonna run to this bat. You're gonna run down this little curb. It's like, come on. I mean, this game's been going this franchise has been going for nearly 10 years, and it still feels janky. And you want to climb down this building? No, let's climb around the building. It's like, come on, these simple movements that should be fixed, or they should be smoother by now. They aren't. It's really frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I could totally do without the Animus and all that, the whole
Yeah, I
modern
can't
day stuff.
stand
It never.
Hate it, but I'm
understand.
just like I just want to be an assassin in whatever time period the game takes place in.
Yeah, like I don't just want to be a person who's like just living the life of an assassin. Like,
Yeah, I mean, and if you follow that, I'm sure there's some good stuff in there. I just want to be the assassin. I don't want to be so and so in the modern day or even the future, and
yeah,
being like, oh, where's the animus and stuff? It's like where's the piece of Eden? It's like, come on.
To be honest, I really like Syndicate. I didn't play that much of it though. That was my thing. Like it's weird that I actually kind of liked it because I hate Assassin's Creed. I just think that franchise is straight garbage. Other than like Black Flag, which is the only one I liked, and it's mostly because of gameplay. But for some reason, I actually really enjoyed Syndicate. I only played probably about 4 hours of it. But I think if that game didn't come out when it did, like if it came out during summer, and I think just if Assassin's Creed games in general came out in the summer or something like that, I probably would enjoy them more. I mean, I probably would have played the hell out of that game. Unfortunately, it didn't, and you know that came out. I played it for a couple days, then Fallout came out, and I played that for a couple weeks, and now I'm like, I'm just gonna play Witcher again because that game's better than the rest.
Yeah, there you go. And I feel bad just bashing on Assassin's Creed.
I don't.
You know, because I don't think it. I don't think it deserves it. I mean, I've had positive, for the most part, positive experiences. It's just I've come to the realization like I'm done with this after Syndicate. And I like Syndicate. I'm liking it more as I play it, but those issues I've had it's kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. But anyways, I'm also playing a lot of Smite on Xbox One with Cody and Kyle, and I originally was in the beta at some point whenever the beta was around last year, and I dabbled here and there. I played a match or two, and I was terrible at MOBAs, and I was like, I don't like the idea of having a free rotation of heroes and having to choose them and see which one feels best, and by the time I grow attached to one, the rotation's over. It's like, oh, well, that hero's gone. But I've been playing with strictly Medusa and Loki, who are both melee characters. One's more of like a jungle-based character, or like kind of sneaking around, and the other is ranged, so you can use her poison skills to stun and deal some heavy damage. But I've been playing again with Cody and Kyle, and it's so much fun. There's Conquest, which is your standard MOBA game mode, 5v5 with jungles and everything. Joust, which is 3v3, one lane, and then Arena, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's just like 12 people just fighting out in a giant arena, and it's just have fun, mess around. Don't take it too seriously. It's it can be a good way to warm up and to get a feel for a character's skills or a certain build that you want to go for. But it's like I'm really into it right now, and I didn't expect this, but I'm glad I've been playing it lately, and I get I'm getting a lot better than I was before, and I'm understanding not when to extend too far and risk myself getting killed, and Cody, Kyle, and I communicate well. We work well as a team. So it's fun when you have friends to play with and you're being somewhat successful. So it makes it much more enjoyable. And to round out what I've been playing, I'm also playing on 3DS Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor. I'm probably the biggest JRPG kick of my life right now, and I've been craving a Shin Megami Tensei and/or Persona right now. And I picked up the sequel, Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2, recently at GameStop, and I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure there's a prequel, there's a prequel, so I want to play that first. So I'm playing through the prequel first, and then, it's a strategy RPG in the Shin Megami Tensei universe where you'll, you can recruit demons and you can fuse them together and make new demons, and it's difficult, and it takes place in Japan, and, if you're into Shin Megami Tensei, it's another solid game in the franchise. And I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't played too much of it, but I really like the atmosphere and everything. And after I play through this, I'm probably going to go on to the sequel. And then at some point, I'm going to play Persona 3 before Persona 5 comes out. So yeah, I'm on a massive RPG kick.
It's like 500 hours
really,
there.
Yeah. yeah. I mean, hell, Devil Survivor alone is probably upwards of 60 to 70, and then its sequel could be more, could be around the same on, depending how I take it. I take a long time in my strategy RPGs. Like, the battles alone can take like half an hour to 40 minutes. But it's really solid. So if you have a 3DS and you're into strategy RPGs, I definitely recommend it. And if you've never played a Shin Megami Tensei game, again, give it a shot. It's a unique RPG franchise that I first experienced on the 3DS with Shin Megami Tensei 4. It was really hard, but it was really satisfying to beat it.
Have you seen any of the gameplay for Fire Emblem X Shin Megami Tensei?
No, I've seen some trailers. I know
Because it's out in
I
Japan,
think last time I looked it
and
up.
what I've seen, I'm not too impressed. I was looking forward to that
See,
game.
I
but
don't
I don't know
know.
about it.
Yeah, I was very excited for it. I was like, oh heck yeah, two fantastic franchises coming together and as one. I still don't know what it plays like. Is it a strategy RPG like Fire Emblem and some of the Shin Megami Tensei games, or is it a turn-based RPG like Shin Megami Tensei? Does it take influences from Fire Emblem and blend them into the SMT universe, or is it vice versa? I have so many questions that I want to see what it plays like
Yeah.
first before I
Well,
just
it's out
buy
in
it.
Japan, so you should be able to
like day
find
one.
some streamers and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Some of the costumes look sweet. I know they have like Crom look inside. I think the Fire Emblem characters are demons inside the SMT universe. Like that's how part of it blends together. And Crom looks badass. Outside of that, yeah, it's been out in Japan for a bit, so I'm gonna have to actually look up. Like you said, I'm gonna have to look up some gameplay and stuff. Do you have anything else you wanted to add to that, Jake, about that SMT cross Fire Emblem?
I mean, not really. I know, I guess Alexa in the office is like a huge fan of that stuff, and she was like, she's not even excited for it after seeing the gameplay. She said
Oh,
people
wow.
are probably going to be pretty disappointed, at least here. I don't know about Japan, how people are taking it, but I have a feeling it's not going to be what people want. Or she said she had a feeling it's not going to be
Okay.
what people want. Something like that.
Right.
But yeah,
Oh
that's
well.
about it for that.
Anyways, that is going to wrap up the what we're playing section. So it is time to move on to the news storm.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. And first on this list is from the wonderful website called Gamespot.com,
Heyo.
where Jacob
Whatever
works.
there.
This is the top 10 best-selling games of 2015. And this is says the NPD Group today released its monthly sales reports. This was as of January 14th, so this is a few days ago. On the 14th, they released their monthly sales report for December 2015 and the full year, detailing the best-selling new physical sales at retailers in the U.S. for the last month and full year. On the software side, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 was number 1 for December and the full year, actually, I believe. That's what it looks like. Rounding out the top 5 are Madden 16, Fallout 4, Star Wars Battlefront, and GTA 5. Call of Duty has now been the best-selling series in North America for 7 years in a row. Holy shnikes.
That's a long time.
Not surprised by that, though. But on a single game basis, there's some other information. And fun fact, Black Ops 3 and Star Wars Battlefront sold better on Xbox One, which Black Ops I could see because for the last nearly decade, Call of Duty has been associated with Xbox, even though Sony has purchased like the content first. It's been featured on Sony platforms now, and Star Wars Battlefront was heavily marketed on PS4.
Yeah,
In
that's
fact,
pretty surprising, actually.
yeah. So in fact, that some people even thought it was just on PS4. So that alone I found pretty interesting. And of course, PS4 was the best-selling console of December and the entire year, and the Xbox One had a strong December too. So I'm just reading through this. So here we go. Okay, so here this is a lengthy news story, so I'm kind of just rambling as we go through the best-selling physical games in all of 2015. So again, 1 is Black Ops 3, 2 is Madden 16, 3 is Fallout 4, 4 is Star Wars Battlefront, 5 is GTA 5, 6 is NBA 2K16, 7 is Minecraft, 8 is Mortal Kombat X, 9 is FIFA 16, and 10 is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I'm actually a bit surprised that Battlefront got so high up for a game that was released in what, November?
Star Wars,
Yeah,
man.
November.
Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps that a movie was coming out and the toys and all the merchandise is coming back. So it definitely made a strong push. I mean, I've heard that it's sold upwards of like 10 million or something like
Yeah,
that.
that game's hot trash.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's when I played, I'm like, oh, this is great. But I've since stopped playing it. But I was talking to my friend last night 'cause he's still playing a lot. He plays with his brother, and I know they added the Battle of Jakku, or they added Jakku as free DLC.
Don't go back to Jakku.
And yeah, I was hoping they would add in one hero and one villain from episode 7, but I suppose. I mean, I don't know if there's any options outside of Kylo Ren that you could really add for episode 7 or from episode 7. Whereas you could add Finn or Rey or Chewie. Bring in Chewie.
Chewie would be cool.
Yeah, Chewie.
They're gonna charge that.
Yeah, like
Just
there's.
EA. Oh, you want to play as a new
Yeah,
hero?
yeah, I
Give
wouldn't
us
be
20
surprised.
bucks. Or pay $50 for a season pass for a game that's only half done.
Yeah. Oh well. It was very successful, and they're doing a sequel. So I mean that was kind of inevitable based on the success of this. So just vote with your wallet, so you don't have to pay for it or buy the next one, and you'll it's always important to vote with your wallet.
Yes.
Anyways, up next, the apparently Respawn is working on a second project. Pulling
Yes.
this up now. Sorry, my computer is starting to sound like a jet engine as we speak, so that's fun.
Ready for liftoff. Brett's computer
So-
just flies out the window and leaves.
Oh
3,
no.
2,
We've lost our host.
No. So the Titanfall developer is working on a new third-person action property alongside Titanfall 2. So there was a job listing posted on Gamasutra that revealed the studio is looking for designers on 2 game development projects, a new game in the Titanfall universe, as well as a new third-person action-adventure IP. And it continues, quote, Respawn is seeking a senior-level designer to embrace and contribute to the project vision, breathing life into the gameplay world and helping to find the moment-to-moment player experience. So, we found out last year that there was going to be a Titanfall 2 based on the success of the first game, and it will be coming to PS4 as well. And that's pretty interesting stuff. So, what do you guys think about both Titanfall 2 and the idea of them working on a new project entirely?
Well, I hope whatever they do, there's a campaign that doesn't suck.
Yes. I think that haven't they gone out and said there's going to be a campaign?
I think for Titanfall 2, yeah, which is good because they can make an awesome campaign. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Respawn, I'm sure, will make something cool. I just hope it's fully realized. Not that Titanfall, that's probably a bad term because I don't think Titanfall was not fully realized. Just it being multiplayer alone, there just wasn't enough
Felt
longevity
underwhelming?
for it. At least for me, and I think just the general population because no one plays that game anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great
Yeah, no, it was
game, but
fantastic.
it
Like, the mechanics were spot on. Like, and man, when like
and it was fresh too. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
it's the whole
movement and stuff.
mech mechanic, yeah, the movement,
I'm hoping.
everything about it. Just, it felt so much different from Battlefield and Call of Duty that
Just
it
wasn't
gets
there.
it could stand on its own as the third pillar in the mainstream console shooters and PC
Yeah.
shooters, but unfortunately it didn't have the legs for it, and hopefully it will with Titanfall 2, which I think they're definitely going to improve upon certain aspects.
they will,
Maybe
for sure.
a campaign would definitely help. 'Cause I'm a big fan of campaigns and the Call of Duty and Battlefield and such. And what new mechanics could they add that you're not going to revolutionize the genre, or you're
Oh,
not.
but they
I mean,
can.
what else can they
Oh,
do
they
that will
can.
make it feel different?
Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Because here's what I want. I want
that?
because this is Titanfall 2 is supposed to come to PlayStation 4, right?
Mhm.
And PlayStation VR will be on PlayStation 4.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
could you
So
imagine?
I want Titanfall
That's a
2,
game changer,
yeah,
Jake.
to have VR because that would be unbelievable. And I'm sure
That would be awesome.
I'm sure it'll come to PC too with Oculus and stuff, but no one can afford Oculus. So
Jake, are you leaking secret information to us right
what? Oculus? Oculus the price is already announced.
now? No, not the Oculus. Titanfall 2 VR.
Oh no, I'm just
Is
guessing.
this top secret
I
info
hope
you are leaking at the
that would
moment?
be so cool if we got Titanfall 2 VR.
Yeah, Jason says, I bought the game for $10 and still haven't played it. I remember when they released the DLC for free. I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I got the
I didn't.
DLC for free too.
I know Julius was so into it for such
Yeah,
a
he
long
loved it.
time.
And then, like, what? Destiny came out and then he stopped.
Yeah, I played that for like 3 years. But Titanfall 2 equals rigs, says Jason. There you go. There's your Titanfall 2 VR rigs. But
Man.
I mean, I'm confident that Respawn can make effectively create the same game, like in terms of quality, and we'll have fun with it. But I'm also looking forward to anything else new they can add that differentiates it from Titanfall 1. So it's not just like, oh, it's just a rehash, or it's just a little bit extra content. I mean, I'm curious to see what else they can do to make it feel new.
Yeah, it's interesting too because they don't really have that big of a team. It's weird that they're like Titanfall 2 must they must have, I don't want to say it's close to being done, but they must have like a pretty good idea of what they're doing with that if they're willing to.
I think it'll be out this year
think
for
so?
sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, excuse me, it's a yawn. So up next, the Division multiplayer beta dates are confirmed, and Xbox One players will get into the beta first. So, there will be a closed multiplayer beta for the Division that begins later in January, I believe, and Xbox One players will be able to play it on January 28th, the beta, and it will be available on PS4 and PC on January 29th. And it will go until January 31st on all platforms. And to get yourself into the beta, you have to pre-order the game. And this is, I'm just reading out the original story, and then now there's an update provided. This is from GameSpot again, quote, Ubisoft has now shared new details about what to expect from the Division's beta. Writing on its blog, Ubisoft said the beta will start in Manhattan's Chelsea Pier, taking players through early story-driven different missions that establish your foothold in New York. The beta will also let players try the PvP Dark Zone. And again, the only way to guarantee yourself to get into the beta is to pre-order the game. But there also is a waitlist that Ubisoft announced that you can sign up for. I know I pre-ordered it. I don't know if... It's weird because you can sign up for either of the three choices for platforms. So I still have my GameStop code somewhere. Or not my GameStop code, but I believe there's like a site you can go on and enter the info and see, which platform you want to get in the beta on. And I'm probably going to do PS4 because I think that's when more people are going to play. So it'll be a nice intro because I originally was not interested in this game at all. But then I saw the trailers and saw the Dark Zone. I was like, man, this looks really badass. And I want to see how it plays. I know the press got like 2 hours of gameplay of it, or pretty extensive gameplay. So, and then they had some videos going up and stuff talking about it. So I was watching a few videos of that, and it looks interesting for sure. But again, it's something I'm gonna have to play before I can make my decision on it.
Yeah, that's interesting because when I first saw the Division, I was stoked on it. I thought it looked incredible. I thought it would be great, and now
Yeah.
the more I've seen,
That was like 3 years ago, though.
yeah, I know. The more I've seen of it, it's just like, this isn't what I really wanted. I'll probably still play it, give it a shot, but I'm not too excited to play this game. Probably won't participate in the beta.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably download it, or like I'll put in my code, whatever, for the beta, and like, oh, yeah, the beta's here. I totally forgot about that. Jason says, looks like a lot of math went into that game. Jason, you and your puns. I swear. But
Jason.
Grant, are you interested in the beta at all?
I mean, if I can get, I'm looking right now. I'm gonna put myself on what that wait list it was.
Yeah, I mean, I know you can pre-order on Xbox One store, sorry, on the Xbox Store Marketplace. I'm sure you can do the same on PS4. Honestly, I'm just tempted to. This is a crappy move, but to put in my code for the beta, just uh, cancel my pre-order of
Oh
GameStop
man,
if I'm not a fan of
do
the
it.
beta.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that too.
it's a
This
free
is
excuse
America.
to it's a free excuse to try it out, and if I don't like it, then I'll just cancel my pre-order. There you go.
But yeah,
That's how I'm gonna do it.
I think I might do that too. But I mean, the game looks cool, but I definitely haven't like. I feel like I'm gonna have to play it or at least hear some people's opinions on like the full game before I buy it.
Yeah, they released like a 4 minute cinematic trailer the other day. Ubisoft did, and it looks pretty sweet. It didn't reveal too much. Like I'm curious to see how the virus caused this end of the world, and what kind of virus it was, all that stuff. The exposition stuff. But maybe we'll get that in the beta. But oh well, I'm not gonna be too picky on that. Anyways, so this next story, this is an interesting one. This is so Hitman, the reboot is going to be fully episodic. Um, this is via Polygon. Square Enix and EO Interactive are changing their plans for the new Hitman game once again and release the game as a quote truly episodic AAA experience with a major live component. And the game is supposed to launch on March 11th, and it will include prologue missions for one in Paris, and it will cost $15. And how it works is you get your first bit of content, your first, I guess, I don't want to say episode, but your first
Kind of like location.
chunk of the
Yeah,
game.
you get a location.
Yeah,
At least
yeah,
from what I
yeah.
understand, you get a
Yeah.
location, and then like they'll be adding missions to that location throughout the contracts, which I think is
Yeah,
absolutely perfect for a game like Hitman. I'm really excited. I'm happy that they're making episodic. I think it's going to be really cool.
and then in April, Hitman will get a location in Italy, and then in May it will go to Morocco. And Square Enix says EO Interactive will then quote deliver regular monthly content updates, including 3 additional locations: Thailand, the U.S., and Japan, until the season concludes in Japan later in 2016. So yeah, it sounds like you're gonna get these all these different locations that you can go to, and then there's gonna be content added inside each, like you said, Jake, with new maps and missions and such. And it definitely sounds interesting. I have no connection to the Hitman series, but for $15, I mean, that's really nothing. You're not paying $60 for a full game. And you're like, if you don't like it, you're like, oh man, I wasted $60 for this. Whereas now it's like, all right, $15. I'm going to try out I'm going to try out Paris and all of that, its content. And if I don't like it, I only spent $15. So really, it's a low risk, high reward in my eyes. Cody says, I have no idea why Brett's voice keeps getting really deep. I don't think it's a connection thing because it's only affecting him. Oh, God.
Because I was like, Brett, are you just like making like a dude's voice or something?
I mean, my
Sounds 10 out of 10.
nose is a little nasally, and that might be why. I noticed when I did like the pre-record, my voice sounded different. I was like, what the hell's going on? But I know I was having a conversation on Twitter with Ryan and Liam about this. And my thought is, if this is successful, if Hitman is a success as an episodic game, do you guys think that, because I know Final Fantasy VII is also doing it, but do you guys think that this could be a trend and, it's something that more developers are willing to do if Hitman is successful?
That's a good question. I don't like this trend. I mean, I hope it doesn't really become a trend unless the game really fits it. Like, I think Hitman just is absolutely perfect for it. Just because I'd rather have them focus on making one, like, really expansive location and then a couple, and like I really want to get to know that area, then go to the next one, because that's kind of how at least the older Hitman games were. It was like you got put in a level and you're like, all right, kill this guy, and it wouldn't tell you how. So you just kind of like experiment with different things, and like there was one where you could like dress up as a clown and like poison donuts, and you could like deliver the donuts to the guy who's supposed to eat it, and then he'll die, and then I don't know. It's really cool, and I think this is going to be perfect for it. But then I look at something like Final Fantasy VII, and it's like, I know that they said they had to do it if they want to fit everything in, but it's like, I don't know if that'll work. I mean, because people want one big world that they can explore. They don't want it to be broken up into little pieces, and now maybe...
Yeah, you get to like next island, it's like, sorry, wait for episode 3 to unlock this. It's like,
yeah, exactly. So it's like, I don't know if that'll work. I mean, I hope it does. But like, I think for certain games it could be beautiful. For other games, I think it could just be awful. And right now, the way I'm seeing it, I think Hitman could be perfect for it, and Final Fantasy could be terrible for it. Which is kind of good, though, because we can kind of figure out to see...
You can learn your lesson from it.
Of course, I don't think people want Square Enix to like test this stuff out on one of the most beloved games of all time. But, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it'll be an industry-wide thing. You know, it'll be... Hitman will be the first to do it, and it was successful. Some of the games are like, okay, let's give it a shot. As of this moment, I can't think of any other franchises that fit this mold well. I would have to give some thought, but you know, it's definitely an interesting take, and for a consumer, you know, it's not a bad deal at all. It's, you know, $15 for hopefully a sizable area to explore, and you know, and play, and it's that alone is enough content to warrant you to be like, okay, you know, I like this, I want to purchase the rest of the game, or it's like, okay, I've had my fill, and that's all I really need. I think it could serve to fit different needs for people, and I know I'm definitely a lot more interested in putting up $15 for this, as opposed to, like, I would never spend $60 on Hitman, because I don't really care for the series, and I have no interest in this game. But it would be my first in the series, and it's like, okay, $15, you know, that's not too much on my wall. So, you know, why not give it a shot?
Yeah, I think that's another great move for something like Hitman 2, is because there's a lot of people in your position who, because I mean, it's kind of a niche game. Not so much the newer one, Absolution. They kind of streamlined it, which I didn't like, but it sounds like this one's kind of going back to it, and I think. By starting off at such a low price point, a lot more people will get interested in it. They'll try it out, and they'll actually like it. Like, I have a feeling when you play it, you'll probably end up liking it. But like you're saying, like, if it was $60, you probably wouldn't give this a shot. Like, a lot of people probably wouldn't give this a shot. And this way, I think this game will get in the hands of a lot more people, and hopefully people like it as much as I do, because these games are great.
Mm-hmm. Grant, what do you think about this?
I mean, I think it would definitely be an interesting trend to start. Like, kind of like Jake, I don't really know how much I would like it, but I mean, I think it's cool that they would try something different than like what most people are doing now. I haven't really played much Hitman. I think I played one of the games. I'm not completely sure which one.
Absolution. That's the most recent one. You can get it for so cheap now too.
Oh,
I think
okay,
it was free on Xbox Live too. Games with Gold at some point. Of course, you have a 360.
Well, yeah. Well,
or you don't have a 360, but I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, as an opinion on just like the series in general, I don't really have that much of an opinion on it, just because I haven't played much of it.
Yeah, I mean, Hitman's definitely an interesting take. I personally, I don't want Final Fantasy VII. I mean, because that in itself is an entirely different beast to tackle. You know, there are going to be people upset if you take out, like the Don Corneo scene. You know, maybe they don't feel it's necessary to the experience if they go the episodic route. But I know there are going to be people upset with that. You know, and other scenes too, but I think that's just the one that sticks out to me. But I don't want that. You know, it's great because it means it could come out earlier, and we'll get our hands on it faster. But personally, I'd rather have just a one, definitive, full-fledged game than a, potential three-parter of a Final Fantasy VII. Like, I just feel like they wouldn't be true to the game. But anyways, reading the comments here, apparently my voice is... Oh, dang, my phone died, so I can't read the comments. My voice is getting deeper, and they're saying something along the lines of something like Kylo Ren. And then Cody said, it's getting deeper than the plot of Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. And Jason says, sick burn, Cody. And this is going to bring us into our next angry 10 minutes.
This is so disheartening.
Yes.
This is the most upsetting news I've heard in the last 21
terrible.
years of my
Breaking
life.
news, too. It just came out today.
Okay, so yes, this is breaking news. You've heard it here first. Jason of the Game Boat does really not care for Guardians of the Galaxy. He says, the plot is stupid and it's just, action and other things. And I'm like, dang it, Jason. That's one of my favorite movies. How could you say that? And I get upset
Jason,
when people...
if you don't like Guardians, then you must not like fun.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite movies.
Fantastic.
It's just, I'm not really a comic book guy, but I loved that movie so much. Like the soundtrack, the characters, and it was really fun to watch it. And in all seriousness, no, Jason, if you're not into it, it's fine.
No, we're not going to let him off
gave it a
that
shot.
easy.
I will, because
No.
I'm a rational person here.
not that
If
simple.
I can understand not liking it, that's fine. You don't have to like it. But if you don't like Guardians of the Galaxy, then you cannot like any other Marvel movie, because Guardians of the Galaxy is the same thing, just funnier, and just like it doesn't take itself as seriously as all these Marvel movies, and it's got more style, and that's all I have to say.
It's got Ain't a Mountain High Enough, the best
Tusk
song
is
ever.
get out of here, go home, leave, Jason.
I don't know what the hell Tusk is.
Tusk is not
I
a
don't know what
better
Tusk
God.
is.
I would play some of that soundtrack right now, but we'd probably get like a copyright something.
What is Tusk?
It's actually a movie about a podcast.
What
Was it Jason something Long? Justin Long? Yeah, Justin Long. Like,
Oh, Justin. That's why it sucks.
yeah, he's a podcaster and he starts like growing tusks or something like that.
Oh God. Truthfully, I watch maybe 3 movies a year. Actually, probably not even. I've
Did you see
seen
Star Wars
this year. I've seen Star Wars and I've seen The Big Short, and that's probably all. Maybe The Revenant. I am going to see The Revenant.
I haven't seen any movies this year.
Gotta see.
I
Revenant's good.
I saw The Big Short in theaters, and that was the first time I've gone to a movie for the first time in at least 3 to 4 years. I don't really care to
I
go.
want to do a movie podcast with Liam. That's what I want.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you both are huge into movies, and that would work really
I'm
well.
gonna tweet at him right now.
You could talk about how the best movie of all time is The Breakfast Club.
All right. It's a good movie.
No,
It's a good movie.
it's my favorite movie. It's not the
I
best
love
movie
it.
of all time, though.
Yes.
And Jason says, I don't care for pretty much any of the Marvel movies. That's probably why. I have to agree. I liked the first Captain America movie. I watched an hour of the Avengers, and I was like, when are these guys meeting up? I mean, I'm an hour in. Where are these Avengers guys? And, yeah, I don't really care for Marvel movies either. So I'm not, you're not alone there. But anyways, that is,
Jason, just make Captain Minnesota.
there you go.
That's all Marvel has to do to win Jason.
Jason will be Captain Marvel. Or, sorry, Captain Minnesota.
Captain
Captain
Marvel
Marvel.
will be Captain Minnesota.
Captain Minnesota, where he just makes it snow everywhere, and just this guy hates snow, and he's like, no, not snow, and Jason's like, ah ha 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 ha.
No, but
It's-
what will he have? Because Captain America has a shield. What will Jason have?
How about a bucket? What do you think of that? Speechless.
how
Jake is
about-
speechless.
How about like a big shark
I
tooth?
think I missed something. What did I miss?
We're talking about Captain Minnesota.
Captain Minnesota.
Talking about Jason being the new hero, Captain Minnesota, who does his power is like snow and stuff. Grant says he's used a shark tooth. I think he's used a bucket. Captain Duchess. Anyways, we're just getting so far off topic. And next we are going. This is probably the last topic we're going to talk about very briefly. We have late, but we have finally started putting up our Game of the Year awards stuff.
So what's the Game of the Year?
Brett,
what's the Game of the Year?
We were going to do for this.
So what's that, Grant?
Just go over like some of the awards that we gave out already. And then
that's what I was. That's what I was going for.
Okay.
Right now, if you check out our site, we have Best World, which
The Gamebold.
went, yes, thegamebold.com, of course, which went to Bloodborne. And then, we're trying to post it daily, but there are still some people who just haven't voted. And it's like, hey, you have to put your vote in, or this category is going to win. Or we have our Game of the Year, which is currently tied because for some reason, John just has yet to put in his vote. Like, dude, just say what your Game of the Year is, and let us know. And simple as that. But right now we have Best Visuals, which went to The Order in 1886.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Jason likes The Order.
Yes.
The most bland, like, it's just like, it is so full of video game, like, cliches and story cliches, but he's okay with it. Not okay with Guardians, though. That's all I have to say. Continue.
Well, you said Jason likes The Order?
He didn't.
Yeah, The Order was great.
Oh my god. Okay.
Dude, it was a very solid game.
It was solid, barely solid.
It was solid.
I will agree that the combat was not the best.
It's not how it looks.
The combat was not the best. It felt very much like a Gears of War, or just it didn't feel original. But I thought it was an interesting world with unique characters and the game. I'm not really a guy who cares for visuals in games, but my goodness, that game was something else.
Talk about a trope. Like that game is just a massive video game trope.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, I enjoyed it, so I'm gonna stick with it, Jake. Okay, well, I don't need your negativity.
I'm so pessimistic about it.
Our best developer award went to CD Projekt Red.
Jake, I know you're a fan of that.
Rightfully so. I mean, The Witcher 3 is that was an accomplishment.
Yeah, I did see this article on the Game Bowl, and I was like, yeah, you guys couldn't have given it to a more perfect developer.
Yeah, Psyonix was in second
I guess
for
Psyonix was a close one, but I think when it just comes down to it, like, considering how they over-delivered on pretty much everything, tons of free content. I mean, they included the actual, like, soundtrack in all the games and a letter to the fans just saying thank you and stuff like that. I mean...
Mm-hmm. I loved that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just cool to see that nowadays. Like, now it's just, like, EA, for example, is like, buy half a game and then buy a season pass for the rest of the game, and then The Witcher, you get, like, 200-hour adventure, free DLC, plus, like, I don't know, they definitely deserve it.
$25 for their season pass, which is, like, another 30 hours. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to say it right now, at some point, I'm going to go back and play The Witcher.
You should.
Yeah, I will.
I mean... it's definitely hard to play if you're not really into like the lore and stuff like that.
Right.
Which I wasn't
I
when
put
I first played
90 hours into it.
But now I've read all the books. And...
I put 90 hours into it. And I was so close to the end. I was like, I just can't do this anymore. But that was mainly because I had a lot of stuff going on. So it was like I just didn't have that passion for games.
Yeah.
Like it was like a darker period. So like nothing really interested me, and it wasn't just games, but I was like, yeah, like I see how people like this, but it just hasn't captured me. So at some point, I'm gonna go back to it, because I definitely do understand why people love this game and why some have called it one of the best games and best RPGs ever made.
Watch the launch. trailer.
Rightfully so.
Watch the launch trailer, and that'll get you back into it. I guarantee you.
Oh, I know exactly what
It's
you're
so
talking
good.
about.
It's so good. I watch it all the
Yeah, I
time.
watched. I was like, "Holy hell, that's awesome!" Anyways, our biggest surprise went to Rocket
Oh, yeah.
League, and upcoming, as you know, throughout the next week, we're going to be putting up our coolest game, which right now is currently in a tie between LA 2 and I think Rocket League. It's just it's kind of
Yeah,
just what the
yeah.
name suggests.
Vote
Like,
all
it's
too.
it's just like a cool game. Like it's just it's fun. It's not
Yeah.
it's not gripping or anything. It's just fun to play. It's like this game's awesome. We're also gonna have best soundtrack up, which I believe right now is a tie between Battlefront and um, Tales from the Borderlands, and then our best exclusive, which I right now is gonna Bloodborne is most likely gonna be the winner. Best character, which there are like I think Geralt is in the lead right now. I have to check the doc to see the votes, but right now Geralt is in the lead for that, I
No
believe.
Siri?
And then no, I don't think anybody put Siri on there. And then to round it all up, our overall game of the year, which I'm not going to say, who the winner
Yeah,
is
Box
Boy.
and who. It's
Box Boy.
It's
It's
Box
Box
Boy. I'm just kidding. No, it's this guy at 5.
It's
It's this guy
Watch
at 5.
Dogs Wii U, even though that came out years ago.
It's Project
Is
Cars
Disguise
Video,
5,
actually,
right?
right?
I saw that it was on sale for like $20 the other day. I was like, oh wow, like that game came out pretty recently.
People love it.
But anyways, yeah, I've heard so many good things
Danny
about
loves
that, which
it.
is
It's
surprising to
Danny's
me.
like favorite racing game ever.
Yeah, I remember him gushing about that. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I like to see that. Anyways, that is going to wrap up episode 46 of the Gamebolt Podcast. And, of course, check out thegamebolt.com. And some of our most recent stuff that has been on the site is Liam's Hardware Rivals review. Kyle's Oxentree review will be
That
up,
will be up
within
soon.
the
It's
next
not up right
within
now,
the next
so.
day or two. And, of course, our Game of the Year series, which will finish off this week. It's just a matter of some of the categories are tied, and we just need people to put their votes in to either to break the tie or just because they haven't voted yet. But excuse me. That's what's pretty much been going on the site recently. Again, this podcast posts to iTunes every Tuesday and YouTube every Wednesday, and you can also find all of us on Twitter, where you can tweet at us for topics for the show, which we will of course discuss. And you can follow the Gamebolt at _Gamebolt. And Grant, where can we find you?
At Grant Ram 3.
Jacob?
At Jacob Deck. I'm curious though, is there going to be a Deep Voice Brett podcast? Because I'd listen to that.
I would
I
listen to
don't
that.
know. I'm gonna have to listen to this audio recording and see
it's
what is
pretty
going
funny.
on. Is it like
And no, and then for me, one part of it was like breaking up, so it was like super deep, like a robot voice. It was hilarious.
oh god, this always stinking happens. I hate it
No,
so
I think
much.
it's just like the connection though, because like when I refresh my page, it was better. So you're
Is it one of those like I know exactly where something is like one of those like TV shows where they interview the person and it's just their silhouette and like they mask their voice? Is it like
yeah,
that?
like that. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yes, whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna keep doing it.
He's an anonymous source.
Kirby Air is the best game ever. Says an anonymous source. And you can also follow me at Barrett Woodmansee, WOODMANSEE. Thank you so much, guys. We will be back next week. Have a wonderful day.